Well, hello, class, and welcome to the end of Unit 1. Hope your week has gone well. So I noticed that none of you have engaged in any discussion, so that's a little concerning given that it's Saturday at about 11 o'clock, and no one has responded to anything. So I do need you to make sure that even though you're not hearing from me, you're still following through with what's expected of you, okay? So my expectation, of course, is that you are always following through with everything that's asked of you in the syllabus and in the course. Um, and so even if you're not hearing specifically from me, you need to make sure that you're following through the syllabus. Now, here's the reality. If you are not sure on what you're supposed to do, then I definitely need you to contact me. And I haven't heard from anybody, so my assumption is that everybody knows exactly what's expected of them, and that you just haven't done the work, but are going to get to it. Okay. So in this video, here's what I want to do. I want to talk about a couple of things, okay? So I've introduced myself, you know who I am. I can share more about me later on. You can actually read a bio of me at some point if you're interested in the About Prof. Boyan on the left-hand side. Just kind of shares a little bit about who I am, what I do, and what I've done, and why I'm here, and how long I've... I actually was talking to Vicki Ewing, who's our program director for the entire, oversees all the MFT programs. And we were talking about how we realized that I have now taught this course for a total of 6 years, which is just insane. It's strange to think that we started way back when, and here we are today. So I really like this class. I really enjoy the interaction, the conversation, and so forth. This is going to be a unique class. We only have 3 students in the course. We had 4 to start, and now we have 3. And so one of the things that I want to make mention right off the bat that you will notice in the syllabus is you are asked to engage in discussion with your classmates, okay? Now, with only 3 students, you're going to engage, feasibly you would have engaged with the same students over and over and over and over and over for a total of 8 weeks. So because that's not going to be the case, it's going to be a bit of a unique course. We're going to almost be, in some ways, treating this class not as an independent study, because we're actually in a course, but I'm not going to ask for you to engage in discussion with your classmates, okay? So, so just know that up front. So typically you would have responded to a certain number of questions in the forum by the end of the first week of the unit. And then by the end of the second week of the unit, you would have then engaged and responded to your classmates and gone back and forth in this discussion during the second week of the unit. I think that would just kind of be kind of funky, kind of awkward, and I don't know that it would make a whole lot of impact as far as our overall learning goes. So I'm not going to ask for you to do that, but I am going to ask for you to truly, really, 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 really thoughtfully consider the questions that are being asked of you, okay? So for instance, this week, and again, I don't know where all of you, I don't have the demographic details on where you come from as far as what regional campus, or if you're on the main campus or what have you. So I don't know if you know each other. Maybe you know each other. But this week, I would like you to engage because I would like to hear from you. So this week in the first forum, and I need you to get this done by tomorrow night, okay? So this is due Sunday night at midnight. And you'll notice in the syllabus that some of the points that were assigned per week or per unit had to do with the actual engaged discussion. So given that we're not going to be doing that, you will be getting the full 2 points if you simply respond on time and in kind to the prompts themselves, okay? So this week, here's what I'm looking for. I want you to tell us about you. Who are you, right? So what's your background educationally? Where are you from? Where are you currently living? What do you do for work if you're currently employed? And maybe anything else. So what have you done for work and so forth? And then my question would be, why are you taking this class, okay? What are you hoping to get out of the class? And why do you think career development is important, okay? So let me say a couple of things. I say this primarily when I teach undergraduate students. I oversee an undergraduate program on campus at the main campus in Azusa. And I ask the students the same question. Why are you taking this class? Like what's your hope? Why are you here? And then I say this. I say, before you even answer, maybe you just need extra units, and that's why you're here. Maybe you thought that it would be an easy class to complete. Maybe that's why you're here. And I say, and hear me, don't think I'm a jerk. I don't care why you're here. And they're like, what? You don't care why I'm here? And I would say the same thing to you. I don't care why you're taking the class. Here's what I care about. I care that the students in the class are in the class. And I care that you are taking the class. That's it. So no, I do care. I say that hyperbolically speaking, of course. Like I don't care. I desperately care why you're here because I care about you as an individual. In fact, I hope that over the course of our time together, you will come to realize that I make it painstakingly clear that I care deeply about you as an individual. I'm here for your well-being, for your success, for your all that. Okay. So having said all of that, let me say this: I do care, but I really, if your reason for being here is simply because, hey, I need this class to get an LPC licensure, great, that's perfectly okay. Because one of the things that we're going to do when it comes to the end of the class, you do a video, and you can see this in the syllabus. Okay, you're going to do a 10-minute video. Okay, and that 10-minute video is going to talk about what do you now, after having gone through this entire course, so this 15, 16-week semester, these 8 or 9 units, how do you think about career? Compared to how before when you came into the class, so here we are in the first week of the class, how did you think about career development? And what I hear over and over and over is that these answers are drastically different. I thought about career development, career counseling, the importance of it, and so forth like this. But now that I've gone through the course, I see it like this. So for you, the question of what do you hope to get out of the class, that's really important. If it's just the LPC, that's fine. Just tell me that. Please don't make up some, flowery, fluffy response that you think I want to hear, because that's not what I want to hear. I want to hear the nitty-gritty truth as far as why you're here. But maybe think about, okay, what do I want to get out of it? I didn't really think about that. Like I thought about wanting to get that on a transcript so I can get this LPC, but is there anything else? And so we'll spend some time talking about that. Okay, talk about why you think career development is important, if you do, and maybe you would say, if you're going to be frank and honest, like I don't think it's important. Okay, then tell me why. And then my favorite question of all time is the question, what is your dream job? Because I think it tells a lot about folks. Now, here I'll say this. The reality is that you are sitting here in this class today, or you're sitting online at home somewhere, right? And you're taking this class as part of the requirements for both the MFT and the LPCC, or really just the LPCC. And you're probably going to say something like, well, I believe that my dream job would be working with at-risk youth and blah, blah, blah. Or I believe that my dream job is working with addicts on Skid Row or something like that. So that's more specific. Give me that. But if you just say, well, I'm pursuing my dream job of being a marriage and family therapist, that's not really specific because there's much more specificity that you could give. Now, I will also say for me, my dream job would be to be the person that selects the music for soundtracks for movies and television shows. And I say that because I love music and I love what it does. It sets the tone. It draws people in. My son, he's 7 years old. He was asking today, they were watching Zootopia last night. He was saying, why would somebody make a movie that was just sad? Like, why would you do that? And I haven't watched the entirety of that movie, so I don't know if that's exactly what triggered that question. But that's an interesting question. Why would somebody make a sad movie? Don't people want to be happy? And I said, well, someone it does is it pulls on our emotions. It tugs on our heartstrings. And it draws us in. And it helps us to think deeply. And really what it does, it kind of puts us in that location or puts us in that situation where we empathetically feel what other people are feeling. I think music does the same thing. Okay? So you want to pay special attention to that. All right. So as you think about it, you can think, very pragmatically, very specifically, but you can also kind of think grandiose, kind of dream job like I've just communicated. I love what I do here. But if I could do anything, I would be the person that would pick music to put on television shows and movies, because I think that would be a lot of fun. So in addition to giving us all that information, along with anything else you'd like to offer up, I would ask that you watch a video by Mike Rowe, host of Dirty Jobs, and listen as he shifts our paradigm about work. Okay? So there's some questions below, and if the video for some reason doesn't come up for you, in the screen in Sakai under the forums, you will see there's a link that you can just click on. It will take you to the TED Talk, and you can watch it from there. Okay, so there's a couple of different ways you can access that. I will tell you that, as you can imagine, someone hosting dirty jobs is not always the cleanest job. And so there's nothing graphic as far as like what's shown, but there are some interesting things discussed, but it all serves a purpose because it makes it memorable to where we really are going to think differently and I think hopefully deeply about the content that's shared. Okay, I think work and the discussion about work, the discussion about career development as it relates to vocation, as it relates to individuals particularly, is one of the most important discussions that we could have. So obviously here at APU we are a Christian institution, and so we are purporting to be, and I think that we are, right? We're doing a fairly good job. I hope, I pray, that's my desire, of kind of reflecting the creator of the universe, the one who created us, and so we're reflecting him in the things that we do, the work that we do, the things that we build, and so forth, our creativity. What's interesting though is I was reading a while back and I came across this quote that said that work, so what we do for a living on a regular basis, is quickly replacing, and I would add, if it hasn't already replaced, religion as the thing that gives us our deepest sense of belonging and meaning. Think about that. So when someone comes to us and they're seeking therapy and they're asking questions, they're making comments about work, I think it's so easy for us to, you can either brush them off, say, hey, let's talk about what's really going on, or I think it's an easy connection to make that this work thing is replaced or become the very thing in which people find their identity. And so what we're helping them to do is discover that they are more than what they do for work. And we need to help them kind of walk through that process. And I think, in some ways, what Mike Rowe talks about, in that we have kind of poo-pooed this idea of blue-collar jobs or dirty work because we don't want to be seen as our job. We've thought wrongly about work, and so he helps us to rightly think about it. Okay, so watch that, respond to the questions, and that's all due. So again, it's 11 o'clock on Saturday night. It's due by midnight tomorrow night. Okay, and then the following week, you'll see, if you get into the syllabus, there's a number of other things you'll do. You'll do a forum discussion, which again, it won't be a discussion. You will do the LipTAC 3-2-1, so you'll respond to 3 areas of that. So 3 takeaways from the LipTAC reading, 2 questions, and then 1 kind of actionable item, things that you can put into practice right away. Okay, and then in most weeks, not all weeks, but in most weeks, you will find, or most units, you will find that you have a case study that needs to be completed. Okay, so 3 things per week. Your first book is going to be Well-Being by Tom Rath. It needs to be read right away. Once again, remember that has to be a brand new book. Second book will be, as far as in sequence, will be this whatever career and calling vocation book you choose. And then, of course, throughout the whole duration of the program, you'll be reading Anderson and Vandeheen, and you'll be reading the LipTAC texts. Okay, so you have 3 required texts, 1 optional choice that you can make text, and you'll be reading them throughout. Your first major assignment is going to be your response paper to the Rath text Well-Being. So please make sure that you read the instructions very, very carefully. Okay, I do expect you to write to APA standard. I do expect a properly formatted cover page. I do expect a properly formatted references page. I don't require, nor do I expect, nor do I even want to see a half-page abstract. The papers that we're writing in this class, for the most part, are too short, so a half-page abstract is not necessary, okay? But certainly, cover page with running head page number on the right top-hand side, cover page, our references page at the bottom. And when you look at the required page count for each assignment, know that the cover page and the references page do not count toward that number, okay? So first assignment is the Rath response, the well-being response paper. And then, of course, you need to respond to the questions in this week's forum discussion by midnight today, or tomorrow, I guess you should say. And then you will continue on. I will continue to post videos and make sure that you are not left in the lurch or have any questions. And, of course, if you do, please, please, please feel free to contact me. But even before doing that, I would encourage you, make sure that you spend an extensive amount of time reading through the syllabus to make sure that you understand everything that's expected of you in this class. All right? Looking forward to more discussion, and I will see you online.